Hi everyone, let's do Leetcode 347, top k frequent elements. We're given an array of integers and an integer k. We want to return the k most frequent elements. To better understand this, let's look into the example. The output is 1 and 2 and k is equal to 2. It means that they wanted the two most frequent elements in this input array. In this case, 3 appeared 3 times, 2 appeared 2 times, and 3 appeared 1 times. So if we look at the most frequent elements is 1 and 2. Hence the output is a list of 1 and 2. One way of solving this problem would be to use a heap. There is a function called heapify in Python. The heapify function converts an input list into a main heap, and this function takes big O of n time. So one way of doing this would be to create a heap and then pop k times from this heap, and each pop in a heap takes big O of log n time. If we were to use a min heap, the final time complexity would be k log n, where k is the number of times we're going to pop, and log n is the time complexity it takes to pop from a heap. We can do better than this. Another way of solving this problem would be to use something similar to a count sort. So we would have an array where each position in the array is going to represent the frequency of the elements that are inside the array. So let me explain this a bit better. One thing to note that there is also position 0, as this is going to be an array, but we are not going to have elements with frequency 0. So that's why I didn't put it here. In order to use this solution, we are also going to need a hash map. So in this case, the hash map is going to look like this. Basically, the hash map is going to contain the frequency of each number that is appearing in the input array. So as you can see, the value is going to be the actual frequency and the key is going to be the number. In this case, 1 is mapped to 3, 2 is mapped to 2, and 3 is mapped to 1 because 3 only appears once. Once we have filled the hash map, we want to fill this frequency array, let's call it like this. So in this case, 1 is appearing 3 times. So we're going to have a list here with all the elements that are appearing 3 times. In this case, it's just 1. 2 is appearing 2 times. So 2 is going to go here. And 3 is appearing only once, so 3 is going to go here. Let's say, for example, we had another number here, let's say 4, which was appearing 1 time. That 4 would go here as well. So as you can see, this is a list. At the end, once we have filled this frequency array, we want to start a loop that starts at the end. We're going to have a result list where we're going to append the actual result elements. So we want k equals to 2. In this case, we're going to start here. Are there any elements? Here, no. Any here, no. Not here. We reached the first most frequent element, which is 1. So we're going to add 1 here. And we still need one more because k equals to 2. We're going to go to the next one. We pick all the elements here. In this case, is only 2. And we add it to our result. And at the end, we are going to have our result array. One thing you can notice is that this frequency array only has 6 positions without counting 0. This is because the maximum frequency given this input we can have is 6. Let's say every element in the input was all 6 ones. We would have just a 1 here and the rest would be 0. So that's the reason why frequency comes up until 6. Time complexity in this case is O of n, and same for memory complexity. Because of the hash map we are using, memory complexity is O of n as well. I hope this was clear. Okay, let's try some code now. The first thing we need is a hash map to count the occurrences of each number in the input list. So we're going to use a hash map. The next thing is the frequency list. The index of this list is going to be how many times the number has appeared in the input. And the actual value is going to be the list with the element that has appeared that many times. And we're going to actually initialize it as well. The length of this frequency list is going to be the same as the number of elements in the input array. Now we want to fill the hash map. So we want to find the count for each number, and we need a for loop, and we simply update how many times this number has appeared. Here we're going to use the get function of the hash map. If the entry doesn't exist already, we're just going to return a default 0. So we have filled the hash map. Now we need to actually fill our frequency list. We need the number and the count from the hash map. Okay, so the index is going to be the count. At that position, we're actually going to append whichever number has this count C. We need to declare a result list now. So this is where the actual logic goes. So now we have all the elements we need to calculate the most frequent element. So we need a for, we need to go all the way to 0. So we're gonna iterate from the end of the frequency list all the way to 0 and decrement by 1 each time. Each position in frequency could have multiple elements because, as we define in line 7, frequency is a list, and at each position there could be a list with the results. So we need to iterate over that internal list, frequency of I. So now we can append to our result. We know that this is a frequent element, and we keep appending until the length of our result list is equals to k. Once that is true, we're just going to return our result. Let's see if this works. Oh, there is a missing in. As you can see, it does work. Please like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Please also check the other blind 75 questions. Thank you.